They do not want the board to be involved in risk taking. They do, for example, in a bank, when you give a loan, there's a risk, isn't it? Okay, will this loan come back to me, will he pay, and so on. This concept has been introduced in Malaysia about 5 years ago. Previously, in a typical bank, you will have, you're the head of lending, okay, you can approve loans up to so much. Then you have a committee. The committee will have slightly higher authority. Then maybe a bigger committee, right? And then the big loans will come to the board. They have changed this. They are saying, you board of directors, you are a mixed bag. You know, there are accountants, there are lawyers, there are business people, there are medical doctors. So the question they ask is, if you are a medical doctor or a lawyer, what do you know about lending? What do you know about reading a balance sheet? So today in Malaysia, all lending decisions, which is risk taking, must rest with the senior management. But these are the full-time executives of the bank who are trained. The board must make sure, of course, they have the right people who are trained, who have the exposure, the skills to do this. So today in Malaysia, banks cannot be involved, the board of directors cannot be involved in risk taking. They want the boards to set policy, controls, measures, and so on. And actually, this was an eye-opener for my fellow directors who came from India on this new bank here. We have the chairman of Bank of Baroda in India. We have the chairman of Indian Overseas Bank and the chairman of Andhra Bank sitting on the board here. And when they came here, they said in India, they wear two hats. Okay? In India, most of these public sector banks, he is the chairman and managing director. In Malaysia, they don't allow that. Chairman is independent. Managing director is managing director. In fact, what they are now pushing the banks in Malaysia is they don't want the CEOs to be sitting on the board. Because CEOs are full-time executives. So you remain as chief executive officer. You come, you attend the board meeting, you present your financials, your performance, and let the board assess you. So there is no bank in Malaysia where chairman and CEO is one of them. They want this split. And chairman in Malaysia, the Banking Act says the chairman must be independent. Must, by law, I mean Banking Act is law, must be independent. You see how they have taken the rules here to be more stringent. Board of directors of banks here, today Bank Negara wants majority of the people on the board must be independent. They don't want shareholders trying to control this bank, but they've learned from past experience. Right, in the region, even in Malaysia, where I own a bank that I put all my family and my friends on the board and then they mismanage the whole thing. They want professional people in senior management, independent people. Today, even IIB, which is going to open here, we have more independent. The law requires. So the independent directors today can be very powerful because they can outvote the shareholders. So they want this balance, right, as independent directors. And this is a growing phenomenon, not in Malaysia, but I've seen this in this region and even in Europe now. This role of independent directors becoming very, very powerful. Any questions on that?
So what is the highest qualification of the board of directors in Malaysia?
You see, they don't actually specify you must have an MBA or you must have a finance graduate. But they actually call it fit and proper. And that covers from your qualifications. See, one of the things they want to see, for example, when I was given this set of forms last year to fill up, to become an independent director, I got a quick envelope, very thick. What is inside? I opened it. It is some, I think it is some 110 pages. Right from my personal particulars, I have to declare every asset that I have. I have to declare every single loan that I have. I have to declare every single directorship that I have. I have to declare any borrowings that I have, my wife has, my immediate family has. So what they're making sure is that you're not a person. For example, one of the guys, if you have too much borrowings, right, or if they find out, hey, in Malaysia, we got a system known as CCRIS. CCRIS is a credit checking. Any bank, and we have an identity card system in Malaysia. We all carry an identity card with a number. From the day that I'm born, when my parents registered me, I have a number. That number, lifelong, becomes my ID number, my passport number, my income tax number, my driving license. So they have, actually the government has got a central database, right? If they just click my number, everything about me will come on. Have I paid my income tax up to date? Have I have any criminal offense? Do I have any traffic offense? Every detail. So they use this fit and proper rule. Education is one aspect of it. Okay. But I have known, over the years, my previous bank, extremely sound businessmen with no educational qualification, but very successful businessmen became directors. So they want to mix that. One of the things they've been trying to tell the banks over the years is, at the board, they would like to see a mixed bag, mixed experience, but they want to see at least one person with a legal